reviewing the news, pop culture, video games, movies, and shoes. Quincy and Justin with a nerdy forecast. So stay a while and welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast.
Welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast. I'm your host, Justin.
I'm your other host, Quincy.
Ooh, how you doing over there, Q?
It's hot. My AC's still broken.
Yep. Hopefully it'll get fixed in the next couple of days. And then next
I'm going
week
to
will be
lose my
nice
mind.
Yeah. You got a pool?
Nope, that's broken too.
Yeah. Sorry.
The pool's been broken for a very long time, and we cannot get them out here to fix it.
Well, that's some ass,
It's
though.
living with a shitty landlord.
That is fair. Do you have anything?
It's a nice background. I like that background.
Thank you. Do you have anything at least nice and cool to drink?
I got water and I got a cup of coffee.
Yeah, I got me a...
You know me. Coffee cools me down.
It does. Because, I don't know, I'm one of those that likes ice cream during cold days, so I assume it's the same thing for you.
Man, I just like ice cream.
That's fair again. I just got my zero sugar Gatorade fruit punch. It does the trick. It's nice and chilly. Oh wait, wrong one. That's the one I wanted to click. I played a couple of games over the last couple of days. One of which being Atomfall, and an experience it was. Not what I was expecting, and I got credits, and I gotta say I was kind of disappointed with the ending that I got. I'm gonna try and get the second ending, I think, but
I haven't played it too much. I put a decent chunk of it, but I don't have credits yet. The inventory management and the fact that you can't upgrade it absolutely pisses me off.
what is it? 12 or 16 regular slots and 4 big slots is all you
Something
get.
like that. I fucking hate it.
Ugh. And then once you be able to stack like Molotovs. Like they shouldn't take up that much space in your inventory.
Yeah, things don't stack. If you want to be able to have a variety of guns, so that if someone runs out, you have other options. You're kind of screwed because those take up extra space, and the whole thing's stupid.
And in order for you to get the ability to get different perks, you have to find perk books out in the wild or do certain very specific quest lines. And I found 3 out of 8 of the perk books. And it's kind of annoying, but I'll try and find the other ones. I'll probably have to look up a guide because I have no clue where the other ones are.
I kind of miss good game guides.
I do too. I also miss when I don't necessarily want the game to hold my hand, but a little bit of understanding of how to combat things. Because my first combat, I got gunned down immediately. I was like, I didn't understand that they were enemy. They were like, hey, hold your ground. I held my ground, had no weapon in hand, and still got gunned down. I was like, how am I supposed to perceive these people in front of me? And then when you get to town...
there's definitely a few moments where I'm like, I don't know who to trust, and then I get shot. I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah, and when I first reach town, I see that they have the little notoriety slider, and I'm like, are you villain? I'm just gonna walk slow and hope that you don't... He raised his gun at me. I pull out my axe, and then they get mad at me, and I'm like, okay, are they good? Are they... It was mildly annoying.
Just axe them all.
Just axe them all. Let me ask them a question. But overall, it was a fun time. There were bits and pieces where I was like, this is fine. Story-wise, it felt like it was bubbling up and down from time to time. Battling the robotic sorts was not necessarily the fun part of my adventure because I was very aggressive toward them. The strange bit of the story that I won't spoil does play in a little bit to the aspects that I like, as like what would happen if an atomic source was in Earth, and what if it was alive. And I'm like, okay, that spoke to me a little bit, but reaching the ending that I got, I wish I didn't go for that ending first, because it definitely deflated me super hard. Um, but I gave it a 5 out of 10, I believe, on my rating.
So I
Combat was
wasn't even thinking about the fact that there's alternate endings, so I'm curious to see what that ends up being like.
um one is if you follow the protocol, one is if you follow the being within the earth, and one is kind of on its own. From what I can gather, uh, it's the protocol is very secluded, and they want to be secluded. But then when they're like, "Oh, you have a way out," we're gonna branch out a little bit more, and I'm like, "Well, I'm not helping you guys out, so please don't. You guys aren't my favorite people." And then the townspeople are also having problems, and you want to be helpful, but it's hard to be helpful when you're also helping out the people you don't want to help, and
Right.
it gets muddled. As I said, I gave it a 5 out of 10 for the credit scene that I got. I'll probably go back through, get the second ending. I'll probably reevaluate, but I also played a little bit of the Elder Scrolls Oblivion remastered that dropped.
This'll eventually go on my list. I don't have the space for it right now, but it will eventually make it there because I've never actually played Oblivion.
Okay. Well, good news, you can download the original Oblivion. It's only 13.5 gigabytes if you happen to want the original Xbox version, which I will say has not crashed on my console. However, the remake has crashed twice on my console.
No, it's
13
Bethesda.
It's
The
Bethesda.
feature, not a.
Well, once again, Oblivion has never crashed ever in my entire time of playing Oblivion.
Right.
And plus, for those listening, it is 13 gigabytes for Oblivion plus Shivering Isles DLC for the original. The remaster, 129.9 gigabytes unpacked on the hard drive. You have to have it on the internal storage. So that's a little bit painful. And I'm like, now I'm kind of siding with you even more, to the point where it's like, make these a little bit more inexpensive.
Wait, why are they so big?
Yeah, why are these games bigger and our storage sizes a lot smaller? Like 1 terabyte ain't gonna do it. Give us something where we can buy a 2 terabyte for like $50, 60 at worst. Because we can get a 2 terabyte M.2 for $75, and it's fast. It is ridiculously fast. If we can open up our Xboxes and change out those internal storage drives, which we cannot, but if we could, I would do that in a heartbeat. Bet.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like it's ridiculous.
But in good news, they're on sale right now for 1 terabyte for $85, which not terrible, but not great either. But I have been playing.
Yeah, I just don't feel like dropping that much money.
Fair. Oblivion's only been out or the Oblivion remaster has only been out for a little over 48 hours, and I've already sunk 16 hours into it. It has, yeah. I love Oblivion, so this was on like the other side of the coin, where it was like, oh, I could play this today. Oh, it's on Game Pass. Bam! Immediately downloaded it. It did the pre-install thing where it only does like 2 gigabytes, and then I had to actually sign in, and then it was like, oh, here's the rest of the gigabytes. And I was like, okay, well, that's fine. But man, alive, they did amazing with this. They upgraded all the music, they upgraded the quality of life, they did better with the UI changes. Your hit registry is a little bit better. Creatures look a lot more rough. The character creator, if you go down Twitter and just search up Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remaster, you're gonna see all the old squished up faces or scrunched out yellow amalgamations that you can still make in Oblivion. They never changed the character creator. They just made it higher textured and higher resolution, so you can make handsome Squidward in Oblivion like you could in the original. Everything just feels a lot better. Sir Patrick Stewart, they just reprised the vocals, made it a little bit more cleaner instead of having just the dot wave files, and kind of buffed them up to sound really good. I think you're going to really enjoy the first 20 minutes of Oblivion Remastered when you get to it, Q. Because
Yeah,
that's gotta be
it's
a
on the
good place.
list. I'll get there. Morrowind's also been on the list for a long time. Never made it there. It'll happen.
Morrowind's kind of rough. If they were to do a remaster, I would expect them to kind of change over the entirety of the gameplay to either Oblivion or Skyrim, because Morrowind is rough. I made it to the halfway mark of Morrowind before I had to tap out on it. It is a tough time to get through, but I loved it for what it was at the time. When Oblivion came out, it was revolutionary. It blew my freaking marbles out of the water. But Remastered's definitely getting a full playthrough. I'm already the grand champion of the arena once more. Like, what's that Ratatouille moment? That moment where I ate that Ratatouille and I said, I remember everything. It's
I
just as,
remember it all. It's all
yeah,
come back.
and it's as delicious as the first time I ate it. This is my probably 30th playthrough about of Oblivion, and I remember bits and pieces of where I'm at right now. I immediately went straight to the Shivering Isles. I'm desperately underleveled, but I feel like I'm on par for the rest of the game. Like it makes you feel strong, and it does not feel like I'm out of place, even though I am underleveled. Uh, boop. Let's talk about Humble Bundle. We like id Software and their friends. They have a big old game bundle on the Humble Bundle, and for $28, you get all 11 of these great things, such as Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, the Eternal Year 1 Pass, which is all the DLC that was dropped for Doom Eternal, Wolfenstein, The New Order, The Old Blood, The New Colossus, as well as Doom 1, Doom 2, Doom 3, Doom 64. All
Doom and a
for,
half.
well, technically you're getting 10% off of a specific one, which is you get 10% off of either the Dark Ages or Dark Ages Premium Edition. And if you're already a member of Humble Choice, you get an extra 20% off when it drops. So that 10% becomes, I believe, after this weird wonky discount, because it's after all the sales, at 27% off Doom the Dark Ages if you happen to want to play it through Steam, which is not
Nice.
bad. At launch. Plus $28 to get Doom and Doom Eternal. Shit. That's a great deal on its own. And we had talked about it last week. Doom 2 is going to be getting Sigil 2. That is going to be dropping on May 23rd, I believe. So that's also another reason why you should probably get the old school Doom games. Play through them on Ultra Violence. I guarantee you're going to have a real great time. And this helps out
I love how Doom has kind of stood the test of time.
Oh yeah, always. I mean, they when they ask, will it run Doom? And lately it has not been the no. Now it's been yes, but like it'll run Doom. However, like when they ran it on the Amoebas, and it ran at 1 frame every 23 seconds, and I'm like, that's not bad. Not that great, of course, not playable, but it's still, we can run Doom on an amoeba, on a microbe. That, Jesus Christ. And you could get a Raspberry Pi, go to a Raspberry Pi seller, retailer, or micro center, buy yourself a Raspberry Pi. It can run Doom off of its internal graphics chip, which it does not have one, but it can run Doom.
I'm waiting for when we finally have Doom on like potatoes.
Someone ran a micro PC and ran Doom off of it. Does that count?
Nice. No, but that's still nice.
I don't think the computing could work. I'm unsure, but I'm sure someone's tried.
Right, yeah.
Even still, this helps out direct relief, which is pretty straightforward in getting medical relief in the world. Making sure that healthcare professionals and organizations get their boots on the ground and establish partnerships with local organizations that provide health services to people who would otherwise not receive them. They helped out very recently with the Florida floods as well as the California wildfires. So these guys are definitely taking a direct impact, as well as making sure that people get their medical attention when they need it.
It's very needed.
I also played another thing. Monster Hunter Wilds. Today starts the Festival of the What the hell?
Festival of Monster Hunting.
Festival of Accord Blossom Dance.
I like my name
And
better.
that's fair. I liked yours better too. Um, I sat through the really good song that she sings every night. She sings it twice just in case you miss it. This individual here, the diva, will sing a song and give your character a really good either strength, speed, dodge, or defense buff, and a luck buff for in case you are having a hard time getting pieces that you're looking for. The event is going to be going on for 2 weeks, and the sets that are there look fantastic. I've already finished about 85% of my set. I look fucking fire. I look great. However, there are limited time pieces. All of these pieces are limited time. So the Blossom Dance tickets allow you to get the really cool gear, as well as your Palico can look like a bobblehead. The Blossom Dance voucher allows for 3 of the bubble-headed Uber Eats cats, the Palicos, to run in and drop off a giant sushi and dango meal. The Blossom Barrel Bombs also can give your Palico some extra pieces to get little butterfly wings, and you get this very interesting Lala Barina style battle dress for either male or female orchestration. You also get during your course of earning all these, your secret, your dinosaur that you ride on to get in and out of combat quickly, also get a very interesting, almost like a dancing lion style costume. Pop up camp can also grow cherry blossoms. Your handler can look a little bit more festive, and some really nice music, as well as a orchestrated track of the main theme of Monster Hunter. I cannot recall its name right now. You also get a couple of good gestures, such as the dancing. There's some that are now available to purchase. $3.99 gets you 5 of them, and I was sweating over $3.99 because I was like, I really want to purchase these really nice emotes. You also get a couple backgrounds, nameplates, titles, and by picking it up at the content counter, you get a cute little Sakura Palico pendant. It is a if this is gonna be every month, they're going to be giving us these jam packed of events. I can guarantee you, Capcom is cooking because they're giving us events every week for pieces or very specific charms or what have you. But when they're giving us huge events like these, where they're giving us full fucking outfits, food vouchers, gestures, just cosmetics, this is going to have returning players. This is going to keep players in. I wish more companies were like Capcom. Nope.
Now,
Nope.
my thing is are they gonna make each event like special, or are they gonna kind of just be like, oh yeah, there's an event with some?
So, from what we can gather, the Blossom Dance is probably going to be a recurring one, but they may change the costumes. So, this year's costume may not be next year's costume.
No, I mean like the events themselves, like if they're just gonna be like, oh yeah, there's some shit to collect, or if they're actually gonna take the time and put in the work, like with this lady having her songs and whatnot.
I sincerely hope so. I'm unsure, but from already, this is their first major event, and they said that a collab is going to be in the end of at, I believe the end of June. They said they're going to have their first collaboration. So, well, I'm
Nice.
giving a halfway shrug, but I'm hoping that because their collaborations are big. Devil May Cry, Street. I mean, mostly Capcom stuff kind of crosses over, but they're big games that kind of cross over and make people go, "Ooh, I will play for those pieces." Or
Right.
pay. So we'll see. I'll definitely be keeping up on this game. As I said, I'm already collected most of my pieces. I'm helping others collect theirs. Hopefully by the end of the week, I'll be all set. Mm. Boom. All right. Star Wars Zero Company comes to us from EA Star Wars. I was kind of stunned looking at this trailer because it's actually a really nice one. It looks like
I am
it.
very curious.
Yeah, I'll let it play out while I explain. XCOM. We were talking about this a couple weeks ago, where we were like having a tactics style or a turn-based style Star Wars game would be really nice. The only thing I had an issue with was what kind of story is it going to tell? Like if we're getting like bounty hunting, would it be the same as Outlaws? But from what I can tell, this one is you're playing basically the commander of an XCOM faction, so to speak, and you're basically commanding the battlefield from where you're sitting. Very similar to it. I'm like, okay, but now I need story. Where does the story fit in? Are we a part of the rebels? Because I see people in clone trooper gear, and then I see the robots. I just kind of want to know what I'm getting into before I fly into this kind of ordeal.
I'm curious. I'm interested. I might, look into getting this. I still would love it if Larian would do one, very much in the realm of Baldur's Gate. But this will be fun, I think, for now.
Yeah. And to the person in chat, welcome, welcome. And yes, it is going to be turn-based. It is going to be it looked very similar to XCOM. They gave us very little gameplay. I'll skip to that right now.
And if you're seeing like a mixture of stuff. I mean, you have a Mando armor, you had a green lightsaber going on in there.
Yeah, and I'm like, are these mercenary? Because I mean, that's kind of XCOM's thing, where it was a lot of mercenary was involved and mixed in.
But not less mercenary with that and more rebellion because you had the alien overlords.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not. I remember very little from KOTOR. I never finished KOTORs, and that's on me. But I remember enough to be like, I remember there was the gray ones that the gray Jedi that wanted to make sure that the balance was still kept, but at the same time, people were still thriving.
Well, the big thing with KOTOR is you kind of get to just choose your path. I mean, you can go full fucking Sith.
Right. KOTOR 2, I believe, had the gray being a little bit more fleshed out.
Well, and technically, gray Jedi's are a fan thing.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I remember playing freaking
Like everyone that says like Qui-Gon is a gray Jedi, technically that's not canonical. It makes sense,
but it's not canon.
but it's not. It's not. Yeah, the gray Jedi's are a fan thing. They're not. They're not Lucas. They're not Filoni. They're not Disney. Like they're not actually a thing.
I'm just still mad that Force Unleashed and Force Unleashed 2 is not canon either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although there's a lot to be said about the concept of cloning somebody, and being able to clone their midichlorians. That's been the thing. That's been an issue that kind of makes that storyline difficult in the first place.
I like this armor. Doesn't
yeah, it's a good Mandalorian armor.
But dude, we just got a really nice trailer for Ghost of Yote, along with the release date, which is October 2nd. October 2nd. And I really like how Sucker Punch put this together. They basically said my village was in shambles. I was the last survivor, even though I shouldn't have survived. And each of the villains has like their motif. And I'm like, that's so fucking cool. I need it. I just don't want to buy a PS5 for Ghost of Tsushima. But if I did have a PS5, I would definitely lean toward getting Ghost of Tsushima.
We now accept tips in the form of PlayStation 5s. Anyone listening?
I'm working on. I'm honestly working on a throne for us both. Like, honest to God, when I get that throne up, I'll put it in the Twitch descriptors down below in the little blurb area. But damn, this game looks so cinematic and so fucking ready that it's making me go, Sucker Punch still knows how to make games. They know how to really entice the players to want to convict themselves to a pretty linear story. And you can't really get that with some of these games. Some of them are allowed to be a little, flimsy and be like, you can carve your own path. This one, however, I want to see her story come to a full because of what we see in this trailer. It's like a short little 13 Ronin style trailer, but it does fantastic at telling who she is, what she wants, more than likely revenge, but also beautiful landscapes, fantastic looking areas. A little grainy there because I didn't turn this one up. Let's actually go back through that at the fantastic scenery. As I said, if I had a PS5, this would definitely be on the list. Alas, I do not. But yeah, we do accept tips. If you just want to throw it at us, let us know.
Tip us a whole PlayStation 5.
Yeah, one whole ass PlayStation 5. We'll take turns. But this just, it drives me to say, I fucking want this game. God damn. But now something to make me a little bit agitated. I stopped playing Diablo 4. Do you know why, Quincy?
Because it sucked.
Because it was boring. Yes, it sucked. It was not fun. It was.
I beat it, and I beat it, and I stopped and went. I kind of want to go back and play Diablo 3 instead.
Yeah, Diablo 3 was much more fun. The Necromancer was at least fun in 3. 4, it was. Oh my God, you got the big buck.
I mean, it was really simple to become overpowered too.
Yeah, and then in PvP, don't get me wrong, PvP was fun. I didn't do PvP. It wasn't the selling point I was going for. Fighting a druid for like 10 minutes on and off because he kept running away was probably the reason that made me go, this is dumb. This is really dumb. They have more health than damage I output. That's dumb. But even still, they decided to collaborate with Berserk, one of, I don't want to say my favorite mangas, I would say top 20, not top 10 favorite mangas / anime, not the golden age, but still. And I said, huh. They made the Berserker look like Guts, the Necromancer look like Skull Knight. Okay, I thought he had a real name. And then the Archer? I don't know who this one is, but even still, it looks like Griffith. I will say the armors look really cool in this little thing. I would have rather have seen the in-game models rather than.
Right.
But alas, we're here with just the animated trailer. The animated trailer was very nice, very well put together, as is with Activision Blizzard, mostly Blizzard putting together their 1 minute and some change trailer. It looks fine. You can't really lose it. Thumbs up. Going back over to Doom, they gave us another trailer and they actually showcased
Doom.
Yeah, Doom. They showed us some really good shots of the villain, the giant mech you get to drive, the other individuals who let's mute that. And just how you look at period. You also get a good look at the internalized of who Doomslayer actually looks like, and you can see the whites of his eyes are all white. Just his eyes are completely white.
That's interesting.
So, I have a little bit of a theory about this. I haven't beat Eternal, so I don't know the full story of the ending of Eternal.
I have yet to beat Eternal also. I want to. I was enjoying it. I just got busy.
Same, and then I went over and I said I'm going to beat Doom 2 on Ultraviolent first, and I did that.
Yeah.
Took me
Let's just punish
minutes.
ourselves for no reason.
Fucking Sandy Peterson, you fucking asshole. I don't want to walk on 8 pixel long fucking pillars. The Chasm was probably the worst map I've ever played on in my entire life. But watching this trailer, it kind of pulled bits and pieces from my mind from what I recall of 2016 and how UFNC, your company, your military branch decided to aid those working on, of course, digging their way to Mars / Hell and Phobos and all of what happened for Doom 1, Doom 2. Did you know Doom 2 was a spark because a bunny rabbit was killed?
No.
Yeah. So Doom guy, his bunny rabbit was killed, and he says, "I'm going to hell," and showing those motherfuckers what's
Oh
up.
yeah, okay, yeah, I did know this. Yeah.
Okay. So that bunny rabbit caused the butterfly effect of Hell's down, of eventually the Ragnarok of Hell, because he said, "I'm gonna go down there and make sure each and every one of them pay." And so it caused the
Well, I
reckoning, and
mean,
then it caused Doom uh, Final Doom, essentially the last maps of Doom, where every single one of them has to die, type shit. And then it
should have
goes
left the
on.
man's bunny rabbit alone.
You should have. And then it kind of goes into a weird state of where Doom 64 kind of coincides, because Doom 64 is another person completely, they say. But you also get not demon, but like mutation spawn. I don't know. It gets weird about that point. But this is the guy from uh Doom, of course, Doom 2016, but before that goes from Doom 64, because Doom Slayer was a title given to him in 2016, but prior to that, he had no real designation, right?
This Doom guy.
He was Doom Guy, then Doom Slayer, now Doom Knight. I don't know. It's just an odd. It's an odd timeline, but I'm here for all of it. I'm here just to kill demons and keep moving. Sadly,
We'll
I
just call
can't.
him Doomtastic.
He is very doomtastic. He's got a shiny nipple. Um, but I'm not. I can't really show too much of this because it does get a little bit bloody and gory. And Twitch has revitalized their say on, if you're gonna do that, you have to have the mature button on, and we don't have our mature button on. So sorry, everybody. But go and check it out. Doom: The Dark Ages official trailer number 2. It's on Bethesda's YouTube. Not bad. Ba-doop. A revitalized trailer from 1991 to today features Paul Rudd in both of them, I might add. And it doesn't look like he got much older, but at the same time, he still enjoys the same games that he played back then, such as F-Zero and Namco Football, I believe. Yeah,
This was a great commercial concept.
oh, fantastic. And having him pull up a Switch 2 and play all these old school games that he did in his literal youth, uh, I mean, it really does. This is a good selling point. However, still not wanting to put up the get out of there. Still not making me want to put up the $500-ish for the Switch 2 though. Does make me want to bust
I
out the
mean,
old
if I'm
Switch.
gonna buy one, like if I'm gonna buy one at some point, it's gonna be the Switch 2 because there's no point for me now to go and buy the Switch with Switch 2 playing Switch games. But that definitely will not be happening anytime soon if it's gonna cost $500.
So remember, we accept tips. Um, yes, I concur. I'm 100% in concurrence. I mean, I can bust out my old Switch and just get the fucking expansion pass. The only downside is I'm not gonna be playing the GameCube games when they come out, which kind of sucks. But I would definitely get most of the SNES library back in stock, because when I did have it for the time, I wasn't playing Smash. I wasn't playing. I played Pokemon Scarlet for a while, and I enjoyed it. Beat it, and then I went right back to the Super Nintendo stuff. Or when they dropped the Game Boy Advance ones, I was like, "Oh shit, I'm a lucky guy." Popped into frickin' Metroid Fusion and played the shit out of that again. Like I would probably just go back to my Switch just to play all these retro games, because we're also going to be getting later on this month one of the early Fire Emblem games for the Game Boy Advance. And I'm like, shit, I'm gonna have to probably bust out the Switch and pay for the $20 a year service, I think. For the
Fire Emblem's
simple,
another one I've never played.
it's a rough one. It's a real rough one because the game's 60 hours long, but it's all tactics. So stories in there somewhere. But it's fun.
Somewhere.
It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. But go and watch both the original, the official 1991 retro launch commercial for the SNES, as well as the Switch 2 expansion pass with Paul Rudd. We talked about Rocket League a few times, but mostly the reason why I want to talk about this is because of the trailer that is TMNT. in
Go
Rocket
Ninja,
League.
go Ninja, go. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's got shredder decals, a pizza turtle. Keep forgetting the name of the turtle vehicle.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But even still, they come in 3 variations of it. One that looks like it's the Mutant Mayhem version, a Pizzeria version, and the original 1980s version of the vehicle that the Turtles would drive around in. There is a Shredder, a Splinter, and a April O'Neil jumpsuit for the smaller vehicles. There
Nice.
is the hockey version of the game, which they replace the hockey puck with a giant pizza, and 3 different Monster Cat remixes, one for the 80s show Rise of the TMNT and the TMNT 2012 openings, if I am not mistaken. What a fantastic collaboration, because it's a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I haven't played Rocket League in a minute, but if I were to hop back in, this would definitely get me back in. I may check it out.
I mean, yeah, that was kind of my thing with some of the cosmetics when I was playing it. They were like kind of what kept me interested all the time.
Cosmetics, like that's the draw of these. Is do you like it? You want to spend $10? But do. Oh boy, where to begin with this? So Fortnite has a couple collaborations popping up still, and it's canon now that there is, well, Fortnite canon, I guess, that there is Darth Jar Jar.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not canon. Just it being in Fortnite doesn't make it canon.
No, you're right, but it's acknowledged canon. It's they acknowledge this exists somewhere in the extended universe. Darth Jar Jar, and it wasn't on my bingo card for anything Star Wars in the near future, but I'm glad they're going to be busting this out. Some new Mando skins. They have old school Luke, the young Luke. They've got a couple of the Visions characters. Let me mute that. And it's going to cross May 2nd, and it's going to cut through. Oh, I hate that. There we go. It's going to cut through 5 weeks, a month and a week of just all content. May 2nd being the Imperial Takeover. May 8th, The Pull of the Force. May 22nd, Mandalorian Rising. May 29th, Star Destroyer Bombardment. And June 7th, Death Star Sabotage.
Nice.
That's a lot of fucking content.
Like, I don't play this, but that sounds pretty sick.
Mm. And then their second collab, more WWE superstars are joining the fray with Undertaker, which has some really cool emotes, and Cody Rhodes, which has his signature "whoa" as he enters the ring, but it doesn't do the voice line I want it to, which is a bit of a bummer. But the trailer that the Undertaker pops in on was very fun. Does a tombstone to the fish boy here, and so on and so forth.
I'm honestly surprised that we're not getting more WWE tie-ins to try to keep it alive and big like it is.
Yeah, I'm also kind of stunned considering Jay and Jimmy Uso would probably sell like hotcakes, because if you got an emote that was yay, I guarantee you that would just sell on its own. But I concur. They need to do more with the superstars that are big now. But dude, we were right. Call of Duty and Bluntman and Chronic have fused together. And,
I'm telling you, man, I saw it somewhere.
I believed you. It's just I was like, do you have anything? And you're like, I don't know. And I was like, okay, well, good news that this did release not too long ago, so it was a little aftermath. This was to be expected, and honestly, this is the one I would purchase more than the regular Jay and Silent Bob. Honestly, this one's more fun.
Bloodman and Chronic.
Yeah.
It is pretty fun.
It's a debate whether or not I'm going to be going back to Call of Duty. It's holding up 140 something gigs of my hard drive. I haven't played it in a while. I don't know. We'll see. But if I do come back, this might go on the top of the might purchase list. I do have some COD points left, so We'll see. We'll see. Any other gaming things, Q?
I don't think so. I think that's it. I mean, um, I'm still hoping to try South of Midnight, but I haven't gotten around to it yet.
Yeah, I played a little bit of it, and it plays very God of War ish, with a little bit more mechanics. It's very fun. I liked it. Need to hop back into it. The art style and the music were fantastic, though. Then it goes into shoe news. We got ourselves a cheeseburger, a pack of fries, and a strawberry milkshake. Quincy threw these at me, and I said these are fun. I would have liked if the bun had quote unquote some sesame seeds on it, like little flecks of sesame seeds on one of the parts. But otherwise, the cheeseburger one does kind of give the hint that it does look like a pretty meaty cheeseburger.
Yeah, the melting is very nice.
The melting of the swoosh. The strawberry milkshake does have little flecks of pink on the soft off white to pink, and then the shoelaces have like this fluffy uh, uh like what do they call it? Uh attache to it, like an extra little portion to it to make it look more fluffy, more cloudy, like whipped cream. The swoosh has like this wafer-ish design to it. Looks fantastic. And then the fries, a corduroy, I would almost say, matched up with that baseball felt that we saw on last week's shoe.
Kind of looks like socks.
Kind of does look a little bit like socks. And then a little bit of ketchup with the swoosh that kind of goes through the whole thing. These look fun. Oh, even the insoles of the shoes. Cheeseburger, medium French fries, extra crispy, and one strawberry milkshake plus whipped cream to go. That's adorable. Can we get any more photos? No, there's no more photos of those. Bummers. But even still, they all look very fun, very nice. I think if I were to do any one of these here, I would probably do the French fries. I like the French fries one. If you were to do any of these, which one would you get, Q?
I don't know. I like the burger one, but I don't like the high top of the sock, so I'm kind of split on it.
Fair. If it were a little bit more ankle coat, would you do the burger?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think probably.
Beer whip. Doraemon and Converse All Stars have a collaboration that looks really adorable. Um, a high top blue, high top pink with Doraemon's face on each of them, and then of course in the standard white, but also a I would call it stamp pressed, where it has a bunch of stamps of Doraemon just kind of stamped all over a white one.
The
Continues
solid
down.
blue is a pretty nice blue.
I like that color blue, like a cobalt blue. And then there are comic panels on a couple of the regular standard white ones. I like the comic book paneled ones. I wish they did this for Marvel superheroes. This one I think would sell really well with. Sorry, I heard the
You heard the
meow.
cat.
Yeah, I heard the
Yeah.
cat.
He just randomly decided to start screaming. Nothing going on.
Yeah. The standard white with Doraemon popping his head out looks fine. The blue and pink ones. They're blue and pink. Okay, I couldn't tell that from the other side. But on the blue side, you see his back of his head, I assume. And on the pink side, you got the Converse All Star. And that's about it on those. Sadly, no availability yet. This is just to show the designs and whatnot, but they will be available April 30th. And you can check that out on the Converse website. Time to
Nice.
talk about what
Yeah,
Quincy doesn't like.
those look pretty good.
They do. And time to talk about something Quincy don't like. So, I told you I was going to keep you up to date with the Winnie the Pooh Crocs, and good news. These are the Pooh Bear Crocs. One that looks like it's dipped in honey, and it has one of the probably cutest gibbets I've ever seen, which is Pooh Bear's backside stuck as a gibbet. And then Pooh Bear and a bee, and then as I said, this is all just wrapped in honey, and you can see little etchings of Winnie the Pooh. The other one has more of a classic, timeless storybook style illustration across the shoe. It's fine. $55, I believe, are what these ones are going for. May 14th. No, $80 for these ones. Yee. Oh, wait, no, 50 for that one, 80 for the honey one. Interesting. Okay. Got a little confused. Sorry about that. But even still, $80 for the regular Winnie the Pooh one. Hmm. But it, and last but not least, the Cars ones from Crocs have been out of stock slash out of print for a while. Well, guess what? You can now get the Ka-Chow and awkwardly. Oh my god! Every time I look at it, I'm like, it doesn't look that weird, and like kind of squint on it, and I go, never mind, it does look really weird. Um, yeah, Lightning McQueen does look a bit weird. Tow Mater looks okay with the engine block gibbet, but otherwise they're Crocs. Quincy don't like them. They're
Nope.
just
Are they doing adult sizes or are you just kids?
$60 sticker pricing for adult pairs. So yes, these are going to be adults.
Okay.
You can get yourself a
I'll have to
Tow
be letting
Mater.
my roommate know because he would really want these.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Let them know. 60, I believe $60. Yeah, $60 price tag
Yeah.
for it. Not bad. May 19th is when they return. But I do. Just watched a trailer for Predator Badlands, and I gotta say, I'm ever since watching Prey, I'm like, oh man, I'm pure for Predator stuff. This one got me interested again, but it has a whole bunch of tech I ain't ever seen before. It comes from the director of Prey, so it's in good hands. I am very curious at how the story building is going to be, considering Predator don't exactly talk too much, and
No, they're a little on the quiet side.
or yelling side, and I am very curious on how this is going to paint. This is going to be available in IMAX. I believe that this is going to get a worldwide press, and it's going to sell. Predator seems to sell really fucking good.
Hopefully, because they didn't give Prey a theatrical release. They made it a Hulu release.
They did, and it did well there, which I was happy about. But yes, this needs Predator needs to be put everywhere in theaters, in hell, and Hulu like 3 weeks later or a month later or however long. Get this thing into people's hands, as many people as you can in the shortest amount of time. I guarantee you, people are gonna watch this shit. I'm gonna watch it. I want to watch it. Sorry about that. November 7th, I believe, is the date on this. Let me double check here. Yes, November 7th. I'm excited.
I mean, I'm excited. I'll probably go see.
Mm-hmm. I do. So I didn't watch Wednesday, the Addams Family spinoff, and that's on me. That's on me. But watching this trailer for season 2 has got me kind of excited because I was like, me and Addams Family haven't really filled in the lines since heck the respin. But
So I didn't watch the animated movies. I did watch season 1 of Wednesday.
and what'd you think of it?
I enjoyed it. They changed a lot. There's a lot going on there. A lot of differences going on there, but I didn't hate it. I'll probably watch season 2, or at least give season 2 a shot and see how it goes.
This just looks like it's a fantastic Morticia Gomez, and the rest of the cast looks like it was.
Yeah, no, they did really good with the family. I can't remember his name of who plays Uncle Fester, but no, they did pretty good with the casting of the family.
I need to catch up. Netflix, correct? Yeah, Netflix.
Cool. Yeah, it's a Netflix original.
I'm probably gonna have to catch up on all that because this looks like it was a lot of fun to both make and star in. If you had to rate it 1 to 10, what would you give season 1, Q?
It's been a while since I watched it because I watched it as it first came out.
No,
Yeah, so I don't know, it's difficult. There were some choices in it I didn't like, and then other things I really liked. So
Okay. From what you can recall.
it was pretty good. Um, but it was definitely like kind of a teen drama at times.
Okay.
There's a
I
lot of
mean,
stuff going on with like potential love interests and whatnot.
it's supposed to be centered
They
around
made
Wednesday.
the yeah, they made the relationship between her and Morticia odd. Um, my girlfriend doesn't like it. She very much it's like that was what put her off the show is the way they handled Morticia and Gomez, not Morticia and Gomez, Morticia and Wednesday's relationship.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's up there. Maybe like a 7 or an 8. You know.
Okay.
But like it's hard because like it's one of those things where it's like I didn't like all the teen drama stuff, like the romance stuff, whatnot. But I'm not the target audience on that, and it makes sense because of Wednesday's age and whatnot. So it's like one of those things. Like, can I really take a point away from that when it's just that I'm not
Target
the consumer
audience.
for that? Yeah, the target audience on that.
That's fair. Okay. Would I like it? Let's put it like that.
I don't know.
Hmm.
I feel like you're gonna put it on the side, and when she gets crazy, I feel like you'll zoom in. But like when it's the more mundane stuff, I feel like you're gonna kind of check out. There is a mystery going on during it, and I think you'll like that. But the question is, will when the mundane stuff's going on and some of the mystery elements are being solved during that, will it be enough to grasp your attention?
Hmm. We'll have to take a. Well, I'll definitely have to take a peek. I'll put a. I have Netflix, so yeah, I'll definitely put this on and keep my eye on it and try to get through it. Part one of season two drops August 6th, and part two
Yeah,
of
they're doing the part one, part two thing. Like, just release them weekly or do a full drop. The part one, part two thing is dumb.
it is dumb. I think some of it may have gotten muddled, and that's why it's having a hard time releasing. But part one releases August 6th. Part two releases September 3rd. Almost an entire month. Yeah, an entire month later, pretty much.
I
Mm.
guess that's better than a lot of like the part one, part twos that happen with these things. Some of them take way longer.
Especially like the anime, where you're having to wait for the animation. So I can kind of see it for the anime, but for things like this, I don't know what goes on in these recordings, so hard to tell. Oh, but I do. A fantastic figure, thanks to Max Factory, a Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty Solid Snake. Uh, I think this one probably looks the best I have ever seen a Solid Snake figure to look. He looks decked out in his standard SOCOM outfit. You can of course co-tour him to lay on his stomach as Solid Snake normally would. He is caked out.
Snake.
He is caked
He is
up.
very caked out. Yeah.
Um, and he even comes with an M16. I'm not sure weaponry, but he is it even comes with a muzzle flash, so it shows that he is using it actively. I do like the figure stand. It allows him to stand at a full while not being directly on the stand. Um, 77.99 on Amazon, and oh, would you look at that? It's already sold out. Less than
Damn.
24 hours. I believe it is 5,500 units. It is sold out. It may come back, so keep your eye on that link. Just check out Amazon.com, Metal Gear Solid 2, Solid Snake. It'll be the first thing. It'll say uh, unavailable temporarily or temporarily unavailable. Keep checking that. It may pop back up with uh, pre-purchase now. But doop. Oh, by the way, that is Amazon exclusive. Yes. But doop. Pre-production has begun on A24's Friday the 13th prequel series. When I was talking to you before this, you said that there were a bit of to this.
Yeah, I don't remember who they hired. They hired someone for it, and like I guess they had like the whole thing figured out, and then they decided we don't like any of it, scrapped the whole thing and started over, and so now here they are again, and they're finally going into pre-production. So we'll see. It's a prequel. And I'm like, the first movie gives us everything. So like for it to be a prequel, it's probably gonna pull. I'm worried it's gonna pull a Bates Motel, especially considering this is being done by A24 and they're already questionable for me on the way to do a lot of other stuff. And it's being done for Peacock, which is owned by Universal, who did Bates Motel, where Bates Motel is supposed to be a prequel to Psycho, but everything it does steps all over the storyline for Psycho. And so I have a feeling that this prequel series for Friday the 13th will step all over Friday the 13th rather than actually giving us anything. Um, so yeah, I don't know
You,
about that.
but you also had a really good idea. Want to share it, or do you want to keep it to
Um,
yourself?
yeah, no, it's really simple. I'm not, it's definitely not something that I am exclusively saying. Other people have said it. The next film would be the 13th film, if you count the remake. Which count the remake. There's no reason not to. So instead of all this, let's just do a very solid movie. Let's make it very simple. Campers go to Camp Crystal Lake. Jason kills said campers. And glorious death scenes, and because it's Friday the 13th, it's got to have its sex scenes and nudity and whatnot. Just do it. Just do formulaic Friday the 13th in that it's all about the creative kills and Jason just wrecking counselors. Um, you can get some bigger names in there if you want, or you can stick with all brand new actors or whatnot. But it's not a hard formula. Like, a lot of the sequel problems are the crazy storylines that they add, like a a counselor or a kid at the lake that has telekinetic powers was one of the sequels. Resurrected Jason that gets nanites and makes him Super Jason was one of the sequels. Um,
Jason just makes
Jason
it to New York.
Jason Goes to Manhattan because the lake actually apparently feeds off into the ocean, and so he follows a cruise ship type of thing that leaves the lake and goes up the Hudson. Um, Jason Goes to Hell is Jason explodes into all these worm-like things that possess people and make them go and kill.
That sounds cool.
It really is my least favorite in the franchise,
Oh, okay.
but that's because we get so little Jason in it.
That yeah. In order to be a Friday the
Um,
13th movie, you kind of need Jason.
yeah, and I enjoyed Friday. I enjoyed Freddy versus Jason, which is just like Freddy and Jason out there fucking killing people. Like you don't need to get too crazy. It's when they get too crazy that they kind of fall apart. One of them is very simple. You've got Tommy. Tommy, I think it's Tommy. Um, Corey Feldman's character from one of the prequel from one of the earlier films, now grown up, mad on the anniversary of his mom's death and whatnot, digs up Jason's grave and stabs the corpse with a big metal rod from the cemetery, which then gets struck by lightning and it resurrects Jason, very Frankenstein like, and he goes on a killing spree.
As one
Um,
does.
you don't need to get too crazy. Just let Jason go and chop up some people. Because this would be the 13th film, so just do it, and go and do it as a release on a Friday the 13th. The movie will fucking print money.
Oh God, yeah.
The thing is, there was a lawsuit involving Friday the 13th over rights, and that's what halted the Friday the 13th game from being able to do more than what they did, and it's kept putting movies on the back burner and whatnot. The A24 stuff going through that suggests they're finally handled all that, and we're seeing where this is going now, and I'm excited that there's the prospect of more Friday the 13th. I'm not excited at a prequel that might step all over the other films. So we'll see, especially because it would have to step on what it could potentially step on is the original film, which is amazing. So
Here's hoping it
um,
doesn't.
yeah, I just feel like we don't need to reinvent the wheel with Friday the 13th. We just need a good slasher.
Right. Maybe it would be around his first death slash like Jason first death slash how he handled his resurgence. I don't know. Yeah, let's just hope they don't shit all over it. Please, A24, don't do that.
Yeah, for it to be for them to call it a prequel, it technically can't even have Jason.
Oh,
Well, so it can, but not as Jason as you know him. So Friday the 13th, the first one, Jason is not the killer. Friday the 13th is happening because of Jason's death as a child. He was a kid at Camp Crystal Lake. The counselors were off having adult fun time and not paying attention to the fact that Jason was being bullied and he drowned in the lake. And so then we get, the revenge on the original counselors and then revenge on the new counselors come in. So to do a prequel, if it's about Jason, that it wouldn't work. And I have a feeling, I'm just guessing, they might go Rob Zombie Halloween remake route with this and be like, oh, hey, yeah, young Jason was killing the other counselors and he's like deranged and da-da-da. Like, no, that's not, no, don't do that. Do not do that. That better not be what this is. Or, Pamela Voorhees was out killing people and then Jason died and that's when she started killing counselors. Don't do that either. Like, you could make it about Pamela taking out the original counselor set because we just very briefly get her like killing them before like we jump forward to the new counselors in the wake of Jason's death. If they make it about that, then it's fine.
okay.
But that's really all they can make it about.
Hmm. And then the mystere behind the killings, I would assume, just so that way they can keep it somewhat entertaining.
Yeah, I mean anybody that's invested in this franchise already knows that it's Pamela.
Oh
Anybody that's
yeah.
watched Scream knows that it's Pamela. Like
What's the
it's
point kind of
good.
thing?
I mean, for new viewers, it would be good.
I
I
guess.
guess if this
Yeah.
is their first forte into Friday the 13th. But
I
like, if you've seen any Friday material, you should know that it's Pamela.
yeah.
Unless they decide to not make it Pamela, then it just steps on the original films,
It
And
does.
then it's going to be the argument of, well, it's not the same universe. Okay, well then don't call it a prequel.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just
So
yeah. Then just do it as something new. But then again, you wouldn't get as many viewership. It's a mess. Let's hope they don't do it bad.
yeah,
Dude, Killer Clowns from Outer Space remake is officially in the works, and Ryan Gosling is going to be the producer. Apparently, Ryan Gosling really likes Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
he was supposed to be involved with the new Wolfman movie, and I guess shit fell through with that, and they went in the other direction. I think Ryan likes his horror movies, and so this sounds kind of interesting. I don't like that it's a remake. I would prefer it to be a sequel, but it may be one of those things where they sit there and use the term remake, and it turns out to be a reboot instead.
Wouldn't that be okay?
Yeah, because a reboot's just basically breathing
Oh,
new life into a dead franchise.
right. I forgot to also mention. Ryan Gosling is aiming to bring back um uh the physical. What do they fucking call it? The effects,
The
practical
FX
effects, the
and whatnot.
practical
Yeah, the
effects.
practical effects.
Yes, because practical effects was what made Killer Clowns the original so popular.
Oh
That
yeah,
Ryan Gosling is
it's
aiming to
they're
pull
very
back
fun.
those.
The effects are very fun. Yeah.
So I am curious. I'm wanting to see more for a trailer, but it's not even in, I assume, pre-production. So we'll see down the later lines. But having Ryan Gosling kind of made me turn my head, and then he goes, "Yeah, I'm a huge fan, etc., etc." And then wanting the practical effects from old to be put into this one with a little bit of buttering up, I would assume.
That's where I'm at on a Gremlins follow up. Like they for years now they've been talking about Gremlins 3 and it's like if you CGI the Gremlins, you will kill that movie.
Yeah,
If you make the puppets, the movie will be very successful. Also, they've got to bring back the song or do a really cool cover.
yeah, that would be nice.
Like if they don't bring back the song or do a really cool cover, like that's going to hurt this remake also.
Yeah, and then they're saying CGI clowns. I think Ryan's going to take care of this. It's just people haven't
Hopefully.
read the article that I read. I'm
I
excited.
really don't want CGI clowns. If they do CGI clowns, I won't go.
I don't think I would either. But
Like, we didn't even CGI Pennywise in the it. Why would we CGI these guys?
right. Holy cow, it's Pac-Man over at Krispy Kreme Donuts.
Waka waka.
Waka Waka. Now, when I saw these, I said, man, you could have a ghost on each of these, and then Pac-Man, and then a cherry. That would have been perfect. Instead, you have a yellow with some orange, black, and light blue sprinkles, a Boston cream-filled one with a little ghost edible piece, I would assume, with some the map and power pellets drawn on it, and then a strawberry drawn on one of the original glazed down below, I believe, and then 3 original glazed. And I'm like, that's a bit of a stretch to call these Pac-Man, but sure, fine. Eh, even still,
I was just at Wally World the other day, and in the kids section, they have like Pac-Man dresses and jackets and I was like, why are these not in adult sizes? Like, what the fuck? So I'm wondering if there's an anniversary that is this for an anniversary? Is that why they're doing this? Because I'm seeing a lot of Pac-Man stuff around.
um, if I'm thinking about it, 19. I remember seeing it in 91 at
Or does
the.
everyone just have Pac-Man fever?
Everyone has Pac-Man fever, and it's driving me crazy.
Pac-Man fever.
That's a good song. Everyone should listen to that song.
Yeah.
But
They did a couple, like they did several songs like that, but Pac-Man Fever is definitely the best out of that run.
concur. But yeah, they should have done more with the other open donuts by having them be like Inky Blinky. Let me see. Inky Blinky. I don't remember the third one, and then Clyde.
Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde.
Okay, I remember Clyde. But yeah,
I don't remember the names of the ghosts in Miss Pac-Man because they are different. But I never really played Miss Pac-Man. I only ever really played Pac-Man.
I also have only ever played regular Pac-Man.
I also don't know the Japanese names for them. I do know that Clyde's Japanese name translates to like stupid or something like that because he's the one with. Yeah, that's what it is. I think yeah. And it's because like everyone thought he was stupid, but he's actually the one that's programmed to not have like a set course or to chase you in a specific way or not and whatnot. Clyde is just kind of free roaming.
He is aloof.
Yeah. Versus like Blinky, who's like, main goal is to try to get behind you and grab you, and then they're supposed to kind of close in and stuff like that. Like Clyde is just out there doing Clyde's thing.
Clyde gonna kill you.
There's a pattern to all of them, except for Clyde. I mean, I'm assuming Clyde still has a level of pattern because, I mean, he can't be completely
it's a loose
unprogrammed.
pattern.
But yeah, so the people who have like gotten the max level on it, they do it through, learning the patterns. You have to eat all 4 ghosts each time you pick up the one that makes them turn blue.
The power pellet.
Yeah, each time you pick up the power pellet, you have to make sure you get all 4 ghosts. You have to get all of the, well, obviously you have to get all the regular pellets because that's how you move on to the next level. Bank your lives. And then basically what you do is because Pac-Man doesn't have an end, you get to a certain level and the game kind of crashes. It's a fake crash. The game does it on purpose to just get you to stop playing. And so when you get to that, you basically eat all the stuff you can. You have to make sure you get the fruits each time too. You eat all the stuff you can. Some of it you cannot see through the broken pixels that you're getting in the game.
Oh, it begins to break.
Yeah, it begins to break. And so you have to eat stuff and then you purposefully die. You have to save up your lives to get to that point because when you die, it resets the pellets and you grab them again. And that's how you get the highest possible score on Pac-Man.
Jesus criminy.
You do it throughout all the lives.
And to think to do that legitimate would be insane.
And many people have.
Something that made me scratch my head, but I am very interesting to see it. Chocolate-covered pretzel Oreos. A pretzel-flavored cookie topped with salt, I might add, and a chocolate flavor cream. Now, I did say I would give this one a shot. This one sounds good, but it's Oreo. Because how do you get a pretzel flavored cookie with salt on it? Now, I've heard of like sea salt caramel. Those work fine, not my personal favorite, but I'll eat it. But a pretzel flavored cookie, that's where it doesn't correlate because pretzel is more of a textured bread than a flavor.
Yeah, it's a bread with it's bread with an ingredient change.
Right. So I'm very curious. I would like to try these just because I like chocolate covered pretzels. You interested, Q?
I mean, I'm iffy. Like, I really don't like buying a full pack of something new like this to end up going, oh my god, it's ass.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't know. I'd probably kill it all. Just dump out all the chocolate cream and mix it up into like some hot warm milk. Make me an interesting hot cocoa that way. But
That
otherwise,
sounds insane.
I mean, it's better than wasting the whole entire thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Because as I said, I would like to try it. But dupe. Something very unexpected you threw at me, but it is kind of cool. KFC and Loungefly collaborated to make very interesting branded uh, accessories, I guess is the best way to put it. Little handbags shaped like chicken wings and backpacks that have buckets of chicken in the back. It's adorable, but I don't think it's for me. I don't know
It's gonna be
anybody.
such an expensive bag of chicken.
Oh yeah. Aren't these bags usually like $150 to like $200?
I don't know the price range on them. I know they're not cheap.
Yeah, let me see if because
I
it's gonna
know
be
that they are definitely up there in the price range.
yeah because they're gonna be available tomorrow. Oh yes, Loungefly, I am a human. Okay,
I'm a human.
$75 for the KFC drumstick Sherpa crossbody bag. Let's see if we can't new arrivals. Can we get some of their Disney stuff, of course, but where's the KFC? Oh, there are the KFC ones because all these ones they have a Light Bright one. Interesting. I haven't seen not Light Bright, Rainbow Bright. I haven't seen Rainbow Bright in a while. God damn. Chip and Dale. No, okay, I don't see it here.
Rescue Rangers.
Chip and Dale, when there's danger. Oh my god, they have a Bender one? What the fudge?
Were you able to just do? Did you try the search bar? I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, no, I didn't try the search bar. Might help if I do that, huh? There we go. $80 for the bucket of chicken one. And
okay, I mean, it's not as bad as I was expecting.
And for the hand wallet, $40. Okay,
so
yeah,
you got,
it's not that bad.
What's the price of the Sherpa thing?
The Sherpa crossbody bag is $75. The chicken bucket one is $80, and for the small wallet size one is $40.
So you get 120 plus 75, so 195.
195 to get the whole set.
After tax, you're a little over 200. They better do free shipping. Oh yeah, free shipping over orders 65.
They do. Yep. So that's not too terrible, I guess.
I thought they were way more expensive than that, but yeah, it's an interesting buy. Like, I guess someone out there has to like KFC, right?
I have to admit, having a Bender Rodriguez backpack, $90 for this one. By the way, I might as well talk about it because I've never seen a Futurama backpack.
I love that you use his full name.
Bender Bending Rodriguez.
Yeah.
I just watched Futurama not too long ago. It's not bad. I honestly, Futurama and Loungefly was also not on my little bingo card.
I've seen the first couple seasons so many times that like I kind of don't watch it anymore. And when they were doing the direct to DVD stuff, it just kind of made their stuff too long. Like the stories were too long.
Yeah.
I was trying to give the newest revival a shot, and I just never really got around to it.
I will admit, for the short stories that they did do, such as Waiting for Fry and Fry's grandnephew.
Oh, is that the luck
The
one?
the one that took his six leaf clover. Yeah. But those ones were always very impactful for being a jokey joke all the time, and then finally hitting you with a little dose of reality and or moralism. Except for Bender. Bender doesn't give a shit about anything. Oh,
Sure, baby, I know it.
that's actually a really nice Killer Clown bag. New York Comic Con limited edition Killer Clowns spiky glitter cosplay glow mini backpack, $90. It's out of stock, but I gotta say, this one looks really good. I hope the stream caught up for you.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah.
Holy cow, that's a good looking one. But enough of Loungefly stuff. Time to get on to more expensive things, such as Kid Robot has a 36-inch that is 3 feet. That is one meter. I'm unsure of changing it over to the other units, but even still, 3 feet of Bart Simpson, and it is made out of, I believe, premium fiberglass. Yes, premium fiberglass, and he's leaning up on a skateboard. $1,250 for this pre-order.
It's a lot of doll hairs.
It's a lot of doll hairs. However, to have this statuette in a home would need to be Simpsons themed, because there is no rhyme or reason for a normal person.
Yeah,
to
like you're
purchase
having a
this.
life-size Bart. Basically, you gotta be a true Simpsons fanatic.
Yeah,
Like, I love The Simpsons. I fall asleep to The Simpsons every night. I'm not buying this.
that's actually a really cool fun fact about you.
That I fall asleep to The Simpsons every night.
Yeah.
It's one of those shows that I've seen so many times, it's not going to keep me up. And it's even better now that Disney introduced the Simpsons channel that just plays random episodes
Oh.
on Disney Plus. Like, so I can just toss it on, and I'm good to go.
I'm gonna probably have to put that on later and have that on the side while I play more Oblivion. But yes, for a 3 foot tall figure, you have to be kind of in the want. Hey, you want another 3 foot figure? How about one of Hello Kitty made out of fiberglass? This shiny Hello Kitty is 3 feet tall at $1,200. And once again, I think this one's geared more toward the fans of Hello Kitty more than
Wait a
anything
minute.
else.
How tall is she?
3 feet.
So she's too tall.
Hmm?
Isn't she supposed to be like 4 apples?
Oh, I don't know the lore.
Hold on. Because I think she's. Hold on. How tall is Hello? It would help if I could spell.
Um,
She's 5 apples. Hello
she's
Kitty's 5 apples tall.
And how tall is an apple?
I don't know.
If it comes out to like 8 inches, 862 for 32, 40. Yeah, that sounds about right then. 714.
So she's barely taller than Smurfs. Smurfs are 3 apples tall.
Okay. So this isn't so it's not life size then. Because Smurfs are tiny. They can fit in the palm of Gargamel's hand.
Yeah, I feel like they fucked up when they said Smurfs were 3 apples tall.
I think so too.
You know,
I,
but that's the Smurf lore, is that they're 3 apples tall. I think they fucked up when they said that, because I'm like, there's no way that tiny little fuck is 3 apples tall.
hey,
You even like look at like when they did the live action one.
Hey, watch your Smurfing language.
I'm Smurfing, sorry.
It's okay. Go Smurf yourself. And last but not least,
Smurf you.
Hey, Smurf you. Something that is kind of interesting, that is a kit you have to build. Reese's to release a PB&J sandwich kit that has Reese's chocolatey bread, a creamy Reese's peanut butter, which I have issues with, but I'll explain that in a second, and a classic strawberry jelly, which I'm surprised didn't have like a branding like Smucker's or something to it. However, the creamy Reese's peanut butter does not taste like the peanut butter that you get inside of a Reese's peanut butter cup. That you have to buy separately, and that is called Reese's Spread. The creamy Reese's peanut butter, however, is a little more less oily, more compacted as like Peter Pan peanut butter. So
I don't think I've ever had Peter Pan.
it's a lot more sweeter. If you've had Skippy, it's a little more sweeter than Skippy.
I've had Skippy. I'm a Jif person.
I think we got. I think we have like an off-brand Skippy in the drawer, but even still, I like peanut butter. Peanut butter's fine. It has zero issue with me. I enjoy peanut butter.
It's good for
PB
you.
and J. Yeah, PB and J's are fantastic to have. Good filler if you're taking a medication or just needing something on an empty stomach. It's fantastic. However,
Wait, is
this
chat telling us the size of an apple?
4 inches. I mean, it would be about 4 inches for a regular apple, so
Yeah,
makes
there's no
sense.
fucking way a Smurf is 3 apples.
Yeah, there's no way. I would small strawberries, maybe three cherries,
Not even 3
perhaps.
crab apples.
Yeah, no. But if this is inexpensive, it is definitely something to lean toward to get a full loaf of Reese's chocolate bread, a creamy Reese's peanut butter, and a
Oh,
Smucker's.
chat was guessing.
Which I was guessing, and a jar of strawberry jelly. I don't mind strawberry jelly. Prefer grape, but I'll take strawberry. But I would.
I like to mix up my jelly. I like to switch. I don't like marmalade. I'm not a big marmalade person.
That's
But I like to mix
orange.
it up. Yeah,
Yeah, not big.
and generally has bits of like the rind and stuff in it.
Oh yeah, no, I remember that. Okay, yeah, no, that's why I don't like it either. It tastes like
But
you're
yeah, I like to mix it
eating.
up. My grandfather loved blueberry
I could fuck with blueberry.
jelly. Um, but his big thing was like he likes Knott's Berry blueberry, and so it was one of those things. Whenever we'd go to Knott's Berry Farm, we would have to pick him up a thing of blueberry jelly because
Okay.
they never like you could never find the blueberry jelly in the store, like the Knott's one. They would have like a bunch of the other Knott's flavors, but never the blueberry.
Probably what sold best, I would assume. Uh, this kit said that it dropped on April 8th. I haven't heard of it until just now, so I'm gonna go and try and look for some once we're done with this cast. Probably while watching some Simpsons. But dope. That's all I got for today.
I think that's all I got. Yeah, I played a little bit of Atom Fall, but that's all I've played recently. I've been go recently with work, so I will come up with my thoughts on South of Midnight hopefully soon, and we can compare notes and see, you a person who's going in hoping for a Souls game versus me a person who's going in not hoping for a Souls game because they want to be able to finish said game.
That's fair. I'm leaning more toward original God of War, but I get your point.
Which I like God of War, so
Yeah. And I'm also getting a very stern Fables vibe from it, so we'll see. We'll see.
well, considering the delays and whatnot that we've had with Fables, that's kind of nice.
Looks over at Wolf Among Us Part 2.
Well, to be fair, there's a lot of things going on there. For instance, the creator of Fables being a piece of shit.
Is he really?
Yeah. And depending on which of the comics you read, see it in the writing.
Thank
Put
you
it in the
guys.
comics.
Thank you guys for joining us. Remember to like and subscribe where you can. Don't be a piece of shit. Remember to check the links down in the description for good old Humble Bundle. Support charities while also getting some kick-ass games. They are holding right now another Square Enix sale. Go and check out Zenny. They are still offering their buy two frames, get free shipping. Remember to check out Hero Forge. Hero Forge is offering anything over $50, get free shipping. Check Quincy out on his socials over at his threads or on his TikTok. Check me out over on Twitter or X, I'm sorry, or my TikTok.
Don't call it X, call it Twitter.
Yeah, my Twitter. It's my Twitter. I only mostly do a bunch of animation, music, or really cool animation stuff. Like I just really am, or wrestling. I'm just here to have a good time, not really look at the politics or the nonsenses or the troll bait that continues to cycle around Twitter. I'm very blessed that my Twitter has not shown me any of that. And at the end of days, at the end of weeks, at the end of months, at the end of years, remember to please, for the love of God, love one another. It is definitely free to do. Good night, everybody.
Bye, everyone.